hope you're well. Feels a bit weird that, saying evening, because I'm used to going out in the morning, doing all my videos in the morning. But in this video, I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone, because what I'm about to do, I've never sort of really touched on before. I did a little bit probably a couple of months ago when we had the Aurora. I went up to Metallic Mines at night to do some night photography of the tin mines. And I've never done it before, like I said, but as I got there and set up and found my position and got my composition set up, there was a guy that come down behind me, and he went a bit lower down, but he was lighting up the tin mines with his torch. And I'm like, oh no, don't do that, don't do that. You're going to spoil my picture. But when the picture popped up on the back of my camera, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. So I thought, why not give it a go myself? So I've just dropped in there at Penberth. Just parked up there at Penberth, and I'm just walking up the coast path past Logans Rock up to Pedn Vounder. And when I get to Pedn Vounder, that's where I'm going to set up my composition, and obviously wait till it goes dark and try some nighttime photography. Now I have seen that there's going to be a meteor shower, and I think I need to be looking sort of southeast. So I'll see if I can stay around for that if I don't fall asleep. But I feel a bit, because it's end of July and today the weather's been pretty warm, but I'm sure tonight it's going to drop. And I've got my fleece, I've got my thick coat, I've got my woolly hat and my gloves in my bag. Whether or not I'll need them, I don't know. But yeah, I've just landed at Penberth, which I think is where they film Poldark, which I suppose if you guys know of me, my wife's been watching that. So I'm just about to go across these stepping stones, which I think have also been in the Poldark series. So I'm just going to walk across these. Quite a nice little stream down to the sea, and then make my way up the coast path. So I'm hoping, please no, I'm hoping I'm not going to bump into any cows. I have seen some wild horses up here before, but no cows. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to bump into any cows. But let me just show you Penberth, because that's where they shoot up the path up there. But I'll just show you Penberth. It's a lovely little spot, lovely little place. And I did a video where I was speaking to that chap in that house, and I went up the path and filmed over the top of there. So there's a link in the top of the screen there to that video. Yeah, it's a lovely little spot, Penberth. I always seem to come at low tide. I'm never here at high tide. Just one of those things. So yeah, lovely little fishing boats, and the old wheel I think used to wind them up, which I think is now broke, which I think they might have done a bit of CGI for Poldark when they used that. But yeah, I think all this is on Poldark. I think that hut is used as well. But yeah, so I'm now going to shoot up this path where that hut is, up the path, for a monster climb up the top. So let's get going, and I'll probably come back to you when I get a bit further up. Speak to you in a sec. Just got up that first massive hill. Oh, that's a pull. That's a pull. The sun looks quite nice, setting in the distance, and it's a bit cloudy tonight. Whereas last night it was a lot more clear, and it wasn't as bloody windy. But I looked at the forecast, and they said that tonight or today was going to be the better day. So I thought, right, I'll plan it for tonight. So here I am. But one of the techniques I want to try, bloody hell. One of the techniques I want to try is painting with light. Now I know that might sound a bit strange to some of you, and it did to me, I must admit, at first, but what that is you set up your camera, you find your composition, obviously wait for it to go dark, and then because you're photographing in dark at night, you need a long exposure, probably 4 minutes, maybe 5, sometimes longer. So what you do is you get your torch and you light the scene, probably 20-30 yards in front of your camera, and then turn your torch off, and then that will give a nice lighting effect on your image. So I want to try that, but I'm just getting round to, that's Logans Rock just there, and I'm obviously going down here over that first lump to Pedn Vounder, which is over the top of just this mound here. So yeah, I want to try that, painting the scene with light. Now I've got a head torch, I bought a head torch, and I've got a hand torch, a little powerful actually, little hand torch that I'm going to use to light the scene, and then use my head torch to see what I'm doing with my settings and things. So I've got both hands available to change the settings on my camera, and also I've got the torch on my phone, so I've got 3 torches, plus I've got my little charger, my battery pack, and I've got a bottle of water and a coffee. I feel like I've got everything but the kitchen sink, to be honest. But I'll see how it comes out. I'm interested to know what the images will look like on this, to be honest, on this little trip. So hopefully they'll come out pretty good. And I'll put on the screen there the image that I took when I went out to Buymeacoffee, to the Cribba Head mines. So I'll put the image on the screen there for you to see that one. Yeah, that's Logans Rock, right on the end. I think I remember last time when I came up, there was someone camping on Logans Rock. I don't want to have done that, to be honest, but each to their own. So I'm going to get down this path a bit further, and hopefully, from memory, Pedn Vounder now isn't too much further on. So fingers crossed we'll get there okay. Not seen any cows yet, so we'll get a bit further on and I'll come back to you in a touch. Oh, what a sunset. Look at that. That looks amazing. On the rocks there as well, the light on the rocks here. That looks smart. So yeah, let's get a bit further on. Sorry, I forgot to mention, what I'm going to do as well is when I've done at Pedn Vounder, I'm going to come back to Logans Rock and see if I can find a composition on there too. But Logans Rock is quite tricky. I mean, it's difficult to get round when it's daylight, so I'm sure it'll be hard when I've got my torch on. But we'll see. So yeah, I'll come back to you when I get a bit further on the path and a bit closer towards Pedn Vounder. So I'll speak to you in a sec. see the spot now that I'm wanting to use as my little photography base, and also in the distance, I don't know if you can make it out, the lights are on at the Minack Theatre, so there must be a performance on at the world famous open air theatre, the Minack, which is carved into the side of the cliff, and it was first created by a woman called Rowena Cade. I don't know what year it was, 1940s, 50s, I don't know, maybe someone could correct me on that. But yeah, I've been there quite a few times. I've never seen a performance though. Oh yeah, I can see the route down to Pedn Vounder, which is notoriously difficult. So I don't quite know if I'll... I was thinking about showing you down there. Have I made a wrong turn here? I don't remember coming down this path when I came here before. There's a gate here, I don't remember. Let me just go through this gate. Oh! Crushing me bags in. Can I get through even? Oh yeah, I can. Just. Why do these gates make a load of noise? Oh, there's a couple of people on Logans Rock. But yeah, I must have gone through a bit of a different path when I came here last time. Don't remember that gate, but yeah, I'll just get onto this rock that I know that I've been before and did a bit of filming with drone, probably, what, maybe this time last year, I reckon, at Pedn Vounder. So yeah, let me just get onto this rock. Oh, maybe, and I'll come back to you in a sec. Not too far. Yeah, just got to another little spot that I know of. Look at that for a view. It's low tide as well. I think low tide is, I think it's on its way in actually. I think high tide is, I think it's 1 something in the morning. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I'm just going a bit further on to my spot where I want to sit up for tonight. So I'll push on a bit round, a bit more further, and I'll come back to you a touch further on. But was it down or up? Can't remember. I'll come back to you in a sec. Sorry about this, I just can't remember which way it was. Yeah, a bit further on, I think I'm going on the right one. Yeah, see you, speak to you in a sec. Ah, here we are. Made it. Took me a different path, that, coming down those steps. But this is where I want to be, and I think what I remember, it's at the top of the path down to Pedn Vounder. Yeah, Porthcurno Beach. Yeah, that's the one. There's a guy up there. Yeah, you go down there. But I want to be, whoops, I want to be on here. Just squeeze through it. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. Just stick my tripod down there. A sec, bear with me, don't want to scratch, I don't want to scratch my lens. Yeah. This is where I want to be for tonight. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect, I've made it. Yeah, I don't know if you can spot the lights of Minack Theatre. You will do later when it goes a bit darker. But yeah, this is where I want to be. Don't know what that is in the water down there. It's not moved, so I don't think it's a seal or anything. It's not moved. But yeah, spot on. So I think what I might do is just spend a bit of time setting up, have a drink, ready for the night shots. Oh, that's a cracking shot, that. Look at that, Logans Rock in the background in the sun. I might see if I can take a shot of that as well and put that on the screen before the sun drops. So I'll get set up because I'm against the clock, so the sun's just peeking up over the top there, over the top of there. So I'll see if I can get a shot of that before the sun drops down. Made it. Yeah, so I've got my rig set up, got my composition framed, and it's just a waiting game, I suppose, now for the sunset. I think it sets about 15 minutes, which is about, what time is it now? It's 5 to 9 and it sets 7 minutes past 9. So just showing you the lights there. I don't know if you can see the lights yet on Minack Theatre. But yeah, just a waiting game really for the darkness to creep in. That's a nice sky there in the background. Really nice. But yeah, it's a bit windy, so I'm glad I've got my woolly hat. But one thing I forgot is my light that sits on the top of my camera when I'm talking to you guys when it's dark. So I'll have to light myself up with me torch. But there's always something I forget. You know, I'll get myself ready, I pack my bag, I'll get my gear ready and stuff, and my lenses, what I'm taking. But you can guarantee there's always something that I forget. I'd forget my head if it weren't screwed on. Just tighten them bolts up a bit. But yeah, so it's just a waiting game. So I'll come back to you when it's dropped a bit darker, and hopefully we can start taking some pictures. I might sit one of this sky, to be honest, while it's like it is. So yeah, I'll come back to you when it's a bit darker. Speak to you in a sec. So yeah, I've just done some different shots there of Logans Rock in the background, a few long exposures. I can only really get about 5 seconds at the minute, because obviously it's not dark enough to go any longer than that unless I put a filter on. But look at the sky up there. Nice and red sunset on the clouds. That looks pretty smart. And I've actually put my woolly hat on. Chuffing weather. I've got this from a guy up in Sheffield. Obviously that's where I'm originally from, Sheffield. And of course he does a lot of things, artwork, clothing, and of course hats and things with all the Yorkshire accent. Chuffing weather, rate good, all the usual stuff. And I'll put a link in the description below to his website, and if anyone's watching it from Yorkshire, have a look. I've been into his shop. It's in Hillsborough in Sheffield, and I've been into his shop, and we've got a few things on the wall. I've got a few things in my office, Yorkshire sayings, sit this end down, rate good, take a look at this. But I thought I'd buy this hat, Chuffing weather, and I've also got another one that says berate. In other words, you know, it is what it is. For those of you who don't quite get the Yorkshire accent. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description to, his name's Luke Horton. So I'll put a link in the description below to his shop, to his online store. So pop along and have a look. And I've just noticed though that thing that I spotted earlier in the sea, it has actually moved down in the bottom down there. And there's another one just further out, just near that little rock somewhere there. So I don't quite know what that is, unless it's a seal that's asleep. I don't know, but I thought they came out of the water. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, well, before I carry on with photography, I don't know if you can spot the lights there of the Minack Theatre. So the performance must go on. So it's dropping now, the light's fading. So I'm hoping to get some shots, hope to see some stars tonight. And maybe the meteor shower, but I don't quite know what time that is. So we'll see how we go. So yeah, I'll come back to you when it's gone dark. Oh, it's so surreal. I never really come out this time of night. You know, I'm always sort of sat on the settee or doing whatever, and it was my wife's idea. So I thought, yeah, why not give it a go? So yeah, so I'll come back to you when it drops a bit darker. Yeah, because I forgot my my torch for the top of my GoPro. I'm having to use this one, but never mind. But what I'm doing is, as it's dropping dark, I'm just doing some different exposures. And at the minute, I'm on ISO 250, f11, and I'm getting a minute exposure. And I'm getting shots like that. That looks phenomenal. It really does. I mean, I need it to drop a bit darker, so I can see some stars and get some sky. But yeah, so it's not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. It's getting darker by the second, so I'm going to carry on. But also, I don't know if you can see. Let me just turn the light off. There is a lighthouse that's flashing over in the distance every 5 seconds. I'm not sure if you can pick that out on this camera. So I'm hoping that it's as it drops darker and that lighthouse gets more prominent, I'm hoping it's going to get some decent shots. So I've got my head torch ready for when I sit off back round to Logans Rock. So I want to try and, like I said, do a lighting technique. So in essence, I'm lighting the foreground with my torch when it gets darker. I know you can't really see. Let me just increase. You light the foreground with your torch for a few seconds. Just turn it down because I don't want to get blinded. You light the foreground with your torch for a few seconds and take the picture. So I'll do one of those and see how it comes out. I keep hearing noises, it's weird. I know it's probably wildlife, don't get me wrong, because nobody can walk along here without me spotting them before they spot me. So there's no one around, so it'll all be quiet and peaceful, hopefully. So yeah, so I'll wait till it drops a bit darker even more. I think it's about 9:45, somewhere around there. So I'll come back to you. There's a torchlight coming over the top. I'll come back to you when it's a bit darker, to see if I've got the lighthouse that's shining in the background there, and B, see what exposure times we get. Because last time I did it, I got about 4 minutes, and I got some amazing shots on a 4-minute exposure. But yeah, it's dropping quite dark now, so I'll come back to you in a sec. Yeah, so I've just done some long exposure shots there. Stood on that headland and I was up to about 2 minutes. ISO 2000. So I'll put some of those images on the screen. Sorry guys, I can't look at you because I'll blind you, because I forgot me I forgot me my light for my camera. But not to worry, not to worry. So yeah, so I'm now making my way around to, oh, let me get up this rock, to Logans Rock. And as you can see in the dark, it's a completely different world, as you can imagine. So I'm having to tread a bit careful. So I also did painted the foreground with my torch, which was obviously the idea for it to come out tonight. So I'll drop that image on the screen for you to look at. I can hear a few people, so I don't know if there's anybody else out and about. So I'll drop that image on the screen for you to look at, and hopefully it'll come out pretty decent. So I'm off round to Logans Rock to try and do a bit more of the same. Whoops, pardon me. To try and do a bit more of the same round at Logans Rock. So I'll come back to you. I'll get round there and hopefully not break my neck. So I'll speak to you in a bit. So I've just got to Logans Rock, but it's really weird. Let me just turn my torch down a touch. No, I want that one, that's it. It's really weird at night because I've been here in the day and got to see a thing. And I got a bit lost because I thought you come off the path there and you come straight down and Logans Rock's bang in front of you, but I ended up being off to the side. And if I shone my torch, I don't think you'd see it, to be honest. So let me just turn my torch up to the brightest and you won't be able to see it because it's quite tricky. And obviously you can't pick out a composition, so I'm just going to have to guess. But I need to find some relatively flat land, as it were, which this looks decent here. And of course the lights in the distance there are the Minack Theatre. So this looks relatively flat. And Logans Rock is in front of me there. I don't know if you can see it coming out there. So I might just try and set my camera up and do a long exposure of Logans Rock there, see if I can get any stars, because it has gone quite dark now I've come round. So I'll see if I can set my camera up and do a long exposure. Is that any better? Don't know if you can make it out or not, guys. But yeah, so I'll set my camera up and I'll come back to you in a sec when I've set my camera up and see what we get on the back of the camera. So I'll speak to you in a sec. Oh dear. Right. So I've just done a couple of shots there with my Nikon there of Logans Rock. One of them I painted with light, which doesn't look too bad. I think it was on like a 5-minute exposure. And then the other one was like a 7-minute exposure, f16 ISO 3200, which has come out really dark, to be fair. And I'll drop those on the screen in a second. But I don't want to hang around and check anymore because I'm tired now. I've been out since 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go and go to bed and try again another day. But I've enjoyed it. It's been a bit out of my comfort zone, as I said at the beginning. And it's really dark, and as you can imagine, this time of night. But can't see Logans Rock there in the distance. That's the lights of the Minack Theatre. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been good. And I'll try again on another day. Practice makes perfect, as they say. So I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video, and I will see you very soon on the next one. Probably not in the dark. So I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, take care. See you again. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Because my light goes off. See you again.